We certainly are, Ryle. Straight away, we see off the restart, Bulls going long down the middle and then straight to the box-kicking game. They want to move this Leinster team around so they can use the altitude to their advantage, and no better way than making the team move with a good kicking game.
Good counter-ruck from Leinster. Bulls almost losing possession, but Papier gets a hold of it. And around the side he goes. Tackle from Robbie Henshaw. Defensively key for Leinster. There's just key matchups everywhere you look. Grobbelaar takes it on. And LaRue with a little dink over the top, and that's watched so often and swept up by Gibson Park. James Lowe with ball in hand. Lots of ball in play. 90 seconds of it so far. Devon Williams and the take from Ross Byrne, the opening skirmish.
Well, we mentioned in the preamble that sometimes the Bulls try to create a bit of helter-skelter. They certainly haven't minded moving it. Some of the big men carrying that, they're not doing the sort of deferred ball behind, and then they two little kicks over the top from Willie LaRue. So might be an early tactic to try and change it up a bit and see where they get an advantage over the Leinster side.
A little concern for James Ryan after 2 minutes. He takes a knee. The medical staff with him. Doesn't look like he's in too much distress. Do you hold any store in the mid-season game when the Bulls went to Leinster round 13, lost by 47 points to 14, Ian?
I certainly don't think the score reflected that game. It was a one-score game after 55 minutes. I think despite the Bulls losing by 25 points plus, they still would have come away from it with confidence.
Peterson gets his hands on it. Jimmy O'Brien in to intercept and cause chaos, but there was a foot in touch over that far side as Peterson just couldn't keep in bounds.
Yeah, he's small in stature, Peterson, but he's incredibly physical. You can just see a little toenail drifted over the line there. But it wasn't really a structured move. They'd gone really wide, really quickly. And we were talking earlier, sometimes the Bulls will try and test you, see how quickly you're covering ball, but also that sun into the eyes. It's a difficult environment to start.
Gibson Park, nice hands from Ringrose, his first play, but really good work from Cameron Hanekom. Terrific turnover, 22 years of age, great future. Compared to the man alongside me, Bob Skinstad, more on that in a moment as it's taken on by Ellie Lowe. And Lowe gets up to the Leinster 10-metre line, all coming from the turnover. Leinster looking to counter-ruck and turn it over themselves, but the Bulls just hang on. Scrappy, messy, and over on the far side, David Creel, I think the last to touch it, or was he? No, it's a Bulls throw to the line out.
No, it's rock back.
Well, first of all, what a fantastic steal from Cameron Hanekom. Watch this. He's ball and all. There's the slight release. He's gone over, picked up that ball on the ground just before the clean-out comes. I mean, it's technically outstanding steal, isn't it? He's a youngster with some real prospects. A lot of people talking about him, about being a big part of the Springboks going forward.
Maul.
To the maul, the Bulls go.
Off his neck. Once.
Physicality in this. You can already feel the effort from both sides.
There you go. Use.
Leinster came up quickly there, may well have been offside. Welcome back to the game, Gary Ringrose. Big hit in midfield. Hussen had to think about going wide. Safety of the pack, the decision. And to the air once more, the boot of Willie LaRue. Well taken by Jimmy O'Brien. Ryan, and now Dan Sheehan. Sheehan playing, believe it or not, in his first game in South Africa. 25 years of old, 26 international caps. O'Brien, James Lowe, Robbie Henshaw outside, and the big boot of James Lowe, so often used for club and country. But good positioning in the backfield, and the Bulls have a hold of it.
13. Waiting Bulls on now.
And Lowe, with all the time in the world,
wait, Lenster
launches one.
Run 5.
Hussen.
Waiting Bulls.
We're going to play a little bit of foot tennis.
Waiting.
Your serve, James.
Inside.
And we'll call that one maybe marginally in Leinster's favour in terms of territory possession, though, of course, goes to the Bulls.
Yeah, we can see already 5.5 minutes in, right? I think we've had 15, 16 kicks between the two sides. It's going to be a huge part of the game today. We saw Ulster get some good return from their kicking game last week. They spotted Gibson Park in the backfield, Ross Byrne in the backfield, got the likes of Jacob Stockdale over him. Be interesting to see if Bulls go there today.
Grubler taken
More forms.
by Vermaak, and the hooker goes in at the back of what he hopes is a moving maul. Grubler 8 tries, URC Van der Merwe, the substitute hooker, 12 tries. It shows you the source of so much is the maul. Little kick over the top, and Lenster were up quickly, covering in the backfield as Williams almost got his hands on it. It was inches away from perfection.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the left winger, as we see a couple of the learned men of rugby and of the Bulls coaching panel, but it's another lovely kick over the top there. And we've seen 2 from Kirsten, 2 from LaRue, and Devon Williams, had he caught that, he would have been 2-on-1 with about 25-30 yards to go.
Interesting to watch how the Bulls are managing that rush defence from Leinster. A couple of times we've seen it, that one almost paid off.
Very much so, Ryan. He catches that ball, that's a try for me. You can see Gary Ringrose plays high. The winger outside him, Jordan Larmour, in that instance, he also plays high. They want to shut off that passing game, but that does expose you in the wide channels, and we've seen that's the 3rd time Bulls now have gone to a crossfield kick. They clearly think that there's space there, especially at altitude. Jimmy O'Brien, he's got to cover the backfield.
And you wonder if Jake White, in the back of his mind, has gone, no Hugo Keenan, relatively inexperienced Jimmy O'Brien in terms of playing at 15, as the scrum implodes on Leinster. Low Growler and Steenkamp, but Gibson Park to the rescue. It's a chip and it's a chase. His opposite number is there, it's gone into touch, and Gibson Park rescues Leinster from what was a rotten scrum.
Oh, I tell you what, Gibson Park's turned that a difficult situation into a real advantage. Look at this, the Bulls just consolidated, so the second shove, we'll call it. First is gone, and this is the second one. They really got the measure of Leinster, but Gibson Park had snuck away around the blind side, and this little chip over top was pinpoint.
He certainly salvaged that. Warning signs, though, for Leinster in that scrum.
Big defensive line out for Van Grubler and the Bulls, and they go to their captain, as they so often do in that situation. Nokia, solid, sound, and the Bulls will look to execute the exit. Papier into the safety of touch. Leinster, though, will have the ball just outside that Bulls 22.
Yeah, it's a great net advantage for Leinster. They'll be attacking just outside the 22. They've got the opportunity to both drive the line out, but also to stretch the Bulls' backs with enough proximity to the try line to make you really scared of making a mistake. So you don't want to overcommit. We could see a ball going out wide, maybe even over the top, depending on how much they can get the Bulls' loose forwards caught in.
Perfect platform for Leinster to launch something. It's very intricate, and Dan Sheehan almost got away. Good tackle from Hanekom, who was hanging on and needed to. Ryan Baird looking for a big performance, maybe not on the pace as much as we had come to expect last week in the quarter-final. Tyg Furlong wrestles for another yard. Gibson Park, Van der Fleer misses it, Henshaw rescues it, and up quickly come the Bulls, and it's away to Ringrose, and Grubler does well to hold on. Did that go forward? Yes, it did. And relief around the Loftus Versfeld as Leinster were beginning to build a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, we just see the pressure that the Bulls' line speed puts on Leinster. Less time on the ball affected the accuracy of the passing. Seven. Some of the hits that have been going in from Bulls early on, like when you're playing in this kind of intensity, you do have to have one eye on the opposition.
On the scrum, stay on your part, don't go in the front row.
There's the hand of Gary Ringrose.
That's the knock-on. I think there was just a warning from the touch judge there, and the referee went in. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Ryan Baird, I couldn't see the number, but diving over that ball, the knock-on had happened already, because if it hadn't, I think a penalty would have come.
Scrum, yeah, I need 7 to stay on his row, okay? But ball came out before I could do anything.
But I thought it was a very clever piece of work by Ambrose Prepared to get out of the way of the steam train coming his way there at the edge of the ruck.
He's been a heck of a performer for the Bulls this season, as Rohan Norkia, hasn't he?
He certainly has. He's still a youngster. He's got a good head on his shoulders, good conversationalist with referees. He keeps the match, you know, the tempo of the conversation and the questioning of the referee at the right level. It's not, he's not being disparaging. He's got good relationships. You can see that, and it's helpful for the team and the squad to have him there.
Don't go early.
Happy he's not doing the goal kicking with his boots.
Well, we knew this was going to be a battle, an arm wrestle, point of difference potentially for one side or the other. And the first one didn't disappoint. Assistant referee determined to get in the way of the camera. Now we have it. Leinster, all international pack, will want to have answered what happened the first time round. Front rows go down. Pépier told to get away with it, and Boostin, little step and a little show, and through the hands it goes. Creel, maybe it could have gone wide again. Boot to ball is the decision, and boy, is that a decision. It's carried all the way beyond the goal, and Jimmy O'Brien will just tip it down from one end to the other.
It is. It's a goal line dropout, but it's a net decent result for the Bulls. It'll be as big a goal kick as you can get, and then they'll still have an attack from approximately the halfway line. So well done to Creel. That's a get out of jail free card there for the Bulls. Another that performs at the highest level week in, week out for the Bulls. Just to put in context, the Bulls' home form this season, they've only lost one game at home all season, that to Munster in round 14. This one from all the way back there in the rarefied air, right and wide, but only just.
22.
What an effort, Ian.
Definitely worth a shot, Royal. He's the key guy for me for the Bulls today. Goosen, when he's on form, he's one of, if not the best out half in the world. Now, we've seen him get cold at times, but if he can put together an 8 or a 9 out of 10 today, it's going to be really difficult for Leinster to beat the Bulls. You can see even on that scrum exit, lovely bit of footwork, great offloading game, and he kicks the ball a mile, which is even more effective at altitude.
Early low. Takes it into contact. It's there for Ambrose Pépier, and the carry from Vilko Low. Scrum half once more. Bulls, you can see, growing in confidence all the time. You can see the pattern of everything they're trying to do. The execution has just been millimeters off on a couple of occasions. You think Jake White will probably be the happier of the two coaches after 12 and a half minutes. Again, the crossfield kick. The script is there, and Lowe is away, and he keeps going. Into the Leinster 22, the Bulls go. Van Staden, stopped by Robbie Henshaw. Willie LaRue, not the first time we've seen him in that first receiver position, and he's got the pace to get around Caelan Durs, and he's created space. And off the Bulls go. Can they finish it? Peterson back inside. Think there might have been a foot in touch. Assistant referee keeps his flag down. On the Bulls go. Gibson Park can't get to it. Through the hands of Fusen again. LaRue crossfield again. Great hands from Lowe. This time it's Williams, and they are opening up the full box of tricks, the Bulls, and Leinster stretched right and left, but crucially just hang on.
Oh, I can tell you what, Roy, there's nothing wrong with Gary Ringrose's shoulder. That's his third massive hit. That late head on head there, Roy.
I think we're going to need to see it again. It was McCarthy on Willie LaRue. Your immediate reaction, Bob?
No, I just saw the slow-mo in the background. I'm not calling it because I really didn't see where the contact was, but Willie LaRue is absolutely apoplectic, and he was trying to get the attention of the referee during the play. I don't think anything's been called there, but I'm sure if it comes up on the screen, we'll at least have a look at it, because there was definitely some contact.